Right, that's got 18 teeth on it, the indentations. Right, in this video, diameter is 3 3/4 inches or 9 3/4 centimeters. Magnetic filter. Right, thanks for watching. Modern boiler systems. This boiler system is called Valent, and so we have the filter just there, and above it the pump. So the filter's just there, need a tool. Hopefully when they installed it they leave you a tool like this, so for whatever filter size that is, it's Magna clean, so that should fit on top. You may need a spanner for the bleed screw at the top. Switch off all your electrics to make sure nothing is running. Right, so in this position we need the valves turned off. Judge how there's a hex bolt on top here as well, so that's a hex, looks like 14. See if it turns with one of these long rows. I'm just gripping it like that. Note how far you've got to turn it. I might just come back with a 14, it'll make it a lot easier. 3/4, 14. And that was really tight as well. I wonder. So with the 14, obviously you need to tighten these. I've redone them. The ratchet helps, it lets you know which way you can go, so the water is going to come out like so. Next thing is, have you got a spare O-ring? I've got plenty of them if it does leak. That's okay. The black stuff that comes out will stain everything, the carpet, everything. See, that's too much. So we need to make sure the water does not escape. That's better. Much better with a socket. That's better. So shouldn't be doing that. There's black stuff in here. I'll make a real mess out of everything. It's still not tight enough, I guess. I think it's coming from the top. You've got plenty of stuff to catch. I've got towels going on in the electrics. Last time I did this a few years ago, there was hardly any kind of deposits captured, let's put it this way. The black stuff. That's better. Just happy with that. So sometimes when you fix things, you try to fix things, it's just a bit of a give and take. Wasn't working, so it's magnetised. Oh, okay. This is the stuff we're trying to get at. It's not much there. This is like 3 years worth. Alright, so I'm going to get another plastic bag. It's magnetised on there. I'll clean that off. Right, so here it is. Make sure you got it on a hard surface, no carpet underneath. I mean, it doesn't look very nice at the moment. Magnetised on this, need to scrape it off. That is quite chunky. I would suggest rubber gloves, because this gets on your skin and it will stain, and it's just a case of chunking it out. This stuff will block your pump from working all that well, because it just adds a resistance, right? Kitchen towel, scrape it. Maybe it might be a good idea to scrape it off to start with. There we go. It wants to stick by magnetism on there, so I'm just going to keep going. Whoops, I just dropped a piece onto the floor. You can use this for like very dark black paint. It really is just like dark paint or ink. Carbonize the inside of the iron kind of your iron radiators. So this would be iron 3 oxide, if I remember rightly. I think iron 2 is like your rust you would get in your car, I think. So red rust is iron, and there's a sleeve, isn't there? Yep, there's a sleeve now. So this is a plastic sleeve. Yeah, this would have stopped my pump from working so well over the last year or so. There's so much of this black stuff in there now. So this, last time I did this was probably 4 years ago. You can actually see in my video 3-4 years ago. Pump's starting to kind of fill up with this stuff, and it's been stopping on a regular basis. That's why I'm doing this, to get most of it off. It does slide off, yeah, I remember that. Okay, the magnet is underneath. Learn as you go, take that off first. Now that was just, instead of being magnetised on, it should just slide off now. Do it that way. Oh geez, my brain don't always catch up with my body. So that's much easier. That makes perfect sense. They've got this sleeve. Sure it doesn't go tip in there. Right, so it would have been a lot easier if I just did that. But anyway, you see what I'm doing. You learn as I learn. Well, you can't see the mistakes I make, I leave them all in. That's fine. And that's plenty, you saw that. There's plenty of this aluminium oxide, iron oxide. That is magnetised on them. Magnet. And clever really, isn't it? So fit a system like this, whereas in the past I've taken the radiator off and you pour it out, right? And it's like horrible. Get it on your carpet as soon as you take the radiator off to clean it. It just drops onto your carpet if you're not lucky. Anyway, pretty good now. Ripping it off. Can't do anything about this. So that pretty much is it. I'll just show you what I would do to re-bleed the system. You have to reset the clock. That's about it. Right. Right, so the advantages of watching YouTube videos like this, following people like me who kind of just do it ad hoc way, is you definitely know you've done it right if you've done it right. And also pick up tips like this. See that I just found an old bottle of boiler, right, sludge remover. The filter's here, right, the filter housing is here. As I plunge this thing back in, There's going to be a space in there to accommodate some liquid, otherwise it's just going to fill up with whatever is in the system, right? And it'll be a little bit more diluted from when it was installed, because it'll take some pure water from the head. So just putting that in there, giving it a shake. Hopefully that's not too much. I think that's too much. So that goes in there. Probably going to come out a bit too much in there. I don't know. Probably going to come out. Yeah, a tiny bit come out. That's okay, I'm capturing it all. Tool. So it saves me climbing up into the roof space to pour this in the header. Usually is like a header tank, a small one. You can pour it straight in there, but I don't want to climb up there. So that doesn't need to be too tight. However, we need to bleed that in a minute, but of course, in reverse. Gently does it. That's only plastic, I think, it's not metal. Sometimes you do it too much, it'll start leaking from the seals. If it was new it wouldn't do that, if it's old it would do that. Let's see which way it turns. That's why a ratchet is good. It's fully opened. We can, but like I said, it can sometimes cause a leak in itself when you do this. We want it as fully open as possible to give the least amount of stress on that pump. Just keep your eyes open. Any leaks. Loose. Okay, it's gone tight again, which is good. A little bit more on this one. Okay, I think that's fully open. Not too much, like I said. Just watch this area here and watch that area there. Bit more there. Bleed screw. I think this is a two-part bleed screw, am I right there? It's not as simple as this, because there is a screwdriver attachment on the top. Oh no, this is not the bleed screw. This just rotates the filter. Right, so we need the bleed screw. I'll show you right at the top. See that one there? You need a screwdriver or something for that. Right, I'll get that next. That bolt there just rotates this. Right, so I've put a short-ended screwdriver in. I need to hold it. Don't undo it. It's a very stubby one. Let's have the correct tools for the job. If you can still see that. See that? That's bled through. Tighten it back up. This stuff will be the anti-sludge thing. So you got to watch that area as well. With plumbing, always a good idea to keep a watch over it when the system starts back up. Watch over it for a few minutes, come back a bit later, a few minutes more. You never know what leak might occur because of the work you've been trying to do. That's alright, finger tight. It's okay, straighten that off. Soak that up on me. Right. Power back on the system. Anyway, everything back on. Timer's okay. So, kind of remembered almost the time on there. Just adjust that time and run it. So, let me adjust the time, run it, and see how. Right, so I left it running a tiny bit and don't see any leaks. When it is running again, I'll come back and do another check, and that's it really. So this thing here will help your pump last a bit longer because it's, you know, freeing up the reducing the resistance in the system. Right. All right. Thanks for watching. Easy enough to do yourself. You definitely need the tool for it though. Make sure you have the right tool. Just count the teeth on this one. You can see how many teeth there is.